Welcome to another VCE Physics coaching video. Today we're looking at a topic of significant figures, and I'll explain more about what that means in a moment. But let's look at it in the context of a problem solving. And it's the World Cup in Qatar at the moment, right now. So let's look at an example of a soccer player who's running a distance, let's say, of 100 meters. I'll just write that down. And they do so in a time of 15 seconds, let's say. So that's from one end of the field to the other, let's say, the soccer field. And we want to determine their average speed expressed to an appropriate number of significant figures. All right, so we'll do the calculation first and come back to the significant figure part in a minute. By the way, if you already know significant figures reasonably well, if you've just reviewed it recently or you've studied it before, maybe hit pause and have a go yourself and see if your answer matches what I come up with shortly. So the formula for average speed is speed, or average speed, equals distance over time, distance divided by time. So next we substitute the values we've been given, and that will be 100 over 15. If you want, you can write meters and seconds, just to remind us that the units will be meters per second. So if I divide 100 by 15, my calculator displays like a recurring number. So it's something like 6.666 recurring. And what I can do, I can write as many as I like. Perhaps I'll just leave it at that, 6.667. That, by the way, is 4 significant figures, 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's a number of conventions for what constitutes significant figures, but in general, how confident we are in the accuracy, if you like, of the number. So we've just about at the end of the answer, but how many figures should we put? Should we round it to 2 figures, 6.7, or 3, 6.67, and so forth? Well, here's the way we do it. We go back to the information we were given and look at that first. So this one here, 100 meters, this one is deemed to have 3 significant figures as follows: 1, 2, 3. And the way it works with zeros, in particular, trailing zeros are deemed to be significant, which is unique to VCE Physics, as far as I know. So not in chemistry, for example. So again, trailing zeros are significant. That's important. And this comes up in the examiner's report every year. So it's probably a great time to study it now. Zeros prior, any zeros before any other number are not significant. Now this one here, the 15, that's 2 figures. So I'll just write that down. Sometimes it helps actually just to write it rather than carry it all in. So back to the answer. The number of significant figures in the answer is as follows. It's equivalent to the fewest number of significant figures in the information. So 2 is fewer than 3. So we must have 2 figures in the answer. So I'm going to round that to 6.7, 2 figures. And the units, of course, meters per second. The average speed of the soccer player running 100 meters from one end of the field to the other in 15 seconds. So it's expressed at 2 significant figures. Oftentimes in the exam, or sometimes in the exam, I should say, we're asked to express it to a certain number of figures. Often it's 3, for example. So it's an important skill to have. So I hope this serves you. It's a great time of year. It goes over this very, very thoroughly, and it's a great idea not to skip over it, but just to do it thoroughly, and then you've got it handled for the rest of your studies, and it's helping you make a great head start in physics. So let me know if this helps you, and in the meantime, thank you for watching another physics coaching video.